dearest brothers and sisters. This is 𝐏𝐻 speaking. I greet you in peace and love. Having a purpose is essential. It is what drives people. It helps give life meaning. It can help you find your tribe. Your purpose can help you be more authentic. Someone without a strong purpose often just acts as someone in their position is expected to act. Either they act as a polite person who has their life together, or they act as a member of their group is expected to act, or they engage in performative spirituality. Whereas someone with a strong purpose may very well act effectively and be themselves, even if that goes against the image that someone in their group or their position is supposed to portray. For example, a spiritual being with a purpose might not feel pressured to be love and light all the time. They might be love and light some of the time, but may also feel more comfortable with being assertive or putting their foot down or calling out unacceptable behavior when the situation calls for it. Earth humans used to be in a situation where they were basically handed a purpose by society. For example, that purpose might be religious: go to church, be a good person as described by your faith, marry and raise a family. Right now, however, Western society doesn't really hand individuals a ready-made purpose. So people will have to find their purpose themselves. Making money is a little bit satisfying on an emotional level because that's like gathering resources so that you can more easily fulfill your actual purpose once you find that. But it's not a fulfilling purpose itself. In other words, it's sort of useful to gather a good set of tools, make a lot of money, but if you never decide what you want to build, then spending your life on gathering an amazing set of tools doesn't actually accomplish a lot. Sure, you can pass your tools, money, down to your children, but you probably didn't come here to make a lot of money and then pass that on to your children. So it's better to look inside and find your actual purpose. Although this doesn't necessarily mean that you need to spend all your time doing spiritual things. It's fine to spend some time on spiritual pursuits and some time just having a normal life. Maybe you already know your purpose, or you feel able right now to consciously define your purpose, at least for the current moment. You can always change it later. In that case, great. If you don't, it is very likely that you will find a purpose if you keep doing your spiritual work. So if you have no idea at the moment what to do with your life or why you're here on Earth or how to improve the situation on Earth, then it's fine to just take care of yourself and do your spiritual work. In time, your connection to your heart and your soul will become clear, and then most likely you will find a purpose worth living for. In the previous Path messages, Tunya and I have given several suggestions for spiritual practices you can engage in, such as just observing whatever arises. Of course, there are also plenty of earth practices that are beneficial, such as meditation or yoga. Please take good care of yourself. Life on Earth is very likely going to get easier somewhere over the next few years. It also may be the case that you've already been doing a lot of spiritual or healing work. I empathize, it's indeed a long road. That said, your ego might tell you that the spiritual or healing work is endless and unrewarding, and that's just not true. Yes, it is a long road, but even just traveling it a bit will subtly improve your life. If you think back to the person you were 5 or 10 years ago, don't you feel that you have grown a lot since you were that person? Spiritual practice isn't a binary where you go from having zero benefit from it to being enlightened and all your problems are gone. In reality, if you have been doing spirituality for some time, likely you already have some benefits from it. Sure, maybe not as much as you would like, I understand that. It's a long process. However, if you keep doing your spiritual work, most likely you will get more benefits from it. Also, due to the current high energies, spiritual practice is currently more beneficial and will more quickly bear fruit than it has in a very long time there on Earth. Many people think in terms of, this practice still hasn't given me complete emotional pain, therefore I failed, I'm not good enough, spiritual practice doesn't help. Instead, it might be helpful to think in terms of this practice has already improved my life a bit and is going to improve my life some more if I keep doing it. So in summary, having a purpose is important. If you can define it consciously right now, that's great. If you can't, then most likely you will find a purpose if you do your spiritual practice. Or another way of looking at it, likely that will lead to another purpose down the road. If you wish, you are invited to share your purpose in the comments section. You can also share the path that you have walked or that you are on to find your purpose. Or you can just share what your purpose is right now, even if that doesn't feel like your true life purpose yet. Accomplishing a couple of smaller purposes can be a good way to travel towards your true purpose. I leave you today in peace and love. Better times are coming. Your star brother. Hakan. Channel A.S. Socrates taught that our empirical, dualistic world is a shadow of a greater reality. He gave his students hints about it, and he brought them into its realization by asking penetrating questions that expose their self-limiting beliefs. The Socratic method enables us to realize that we are indeed self-limited. Nothing outside of our own consciousness can limit us. We have an infinite presence, and we live in its shadow. The shadow is created by our beliefs about ourselves. We know intuitively how we naturally are, and as we realize our limitations, their nature and origin, we can understand their purpose in our consciousness. If we decide that we no longer need them for our human experience, we have the choice and the power to neutralize them, so that the energy that we gave to limiting ourselves is now flowing in alignment with our conscious choice. The world that each of us experiences is what we realize it to be. We are creating it in our own consciousness. The awareness of what is happening throughout human experience is possible because we all share the same species consciousness. Within our species consciousness, we have our individual awareness with the freedom to think and feel how we choose. This creates our individual experiences. Infinite consciousness is our playground. We can create anything we want in every moment. This level of awareness occurs in our greater reality beyond the shadow. It fills all of our sensations with the vibrations of beauty, celestial music, and unconditional acceptance and love. It is ecstatic in every way, and we are accompanied by many others who feel the same way. This dimension of consciousness is in us, living alongside our shadow world. These vibrations have been present throughout our consciousness in everything we think and feel and do. We have enabled ourselves to know what was unknowable in our natural state of being beyond space-time. We are not required by anyone else to be limited. It is a personal choice in every way. Once we have an intentional out-of-body experience to explore our consciousness with infinite awareness, we are free to do so at any time. We can maintain our awareness beyond the body while also living in the body. We are not limited to the empirical world as we have perceived it. Our conscious awareness is free to focus on whatever vibrations we want to align with. This is our creation mode, and it happens in every moment. We have been largely the unintentional masters of our lives. We're being nudged to make the leap into the depths of the heart of our being. Here is where we can be self-realized in a higher energetic dimension. By Kenneth Schmidt.